पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We had seen yesterday the meaning of the word Upanishad and also the structure of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So, Brihat means big. So, Granthatah Arthatascha Brihatvat. In the size of the number of mantras and in the meaning also, this is called Brihadaranyaka. So textually and content-wise, textually also and content-wise, it is the biggest Upanishad. And why so much big Upanishad is required? The length of teaching depends on the depth of ignorance. If the depth of ignorance is very less, we need a very short teaching. Therefore, Chatushloki Bhagavat is there. Chatushloki Bhagavat was told by Bhagwan Narayan to Brahmaji. So, whole Bhagavat in 4 shlokas. But why we have to study such a big Bhagavat? Because these 4 shlokas don't make much difference. So we have to repeatedly study new text every time, so that the intellect does not waver from any direction. Dardyartham, for establishing the drinata in our knowledge. Dardyartham. So this is called Brihat. And why Aranyak? Aranyak means Aranya Anuchyamanatvat. Aranya Anuchyamanatvat, that which is generally studied or learned in the forest. Forest, don't take a literal meaning. Forest means in the withdrawn life. Sannyas or Vanaprastha-ashram is a withdrawn life. So Vanaprastha-ashram is Upasana Pradhan, Grahastha-ashram is Karma Pradhan, and Sannyas ashram is Gyan or Tyag Pradhan. So Aranya indicates that the seeker of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is detached to a certain extent. And therefore it is called Brihadaranyaka. I hope this word is now clear. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So Upanishad word you had heard yesterday. We had given the 2 points in that. Dukkha Nivartakatvat Ananda Praptatvatcha, which removes all sorrows and takes you to all joys. And beautiful point of this Upanishad is that it contains the most famous commentary. Bhagavan Shankaracharya has written commentaries on major 10 Upanishad, but commentary on this Upanishad is his masterpiece. That is a very elaborate bhashya is written. So Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Bhashyam is double the size of Chandogya Upanishad Bhashyam is there. Okay, that is almost double the size, and therefore the importance of any commentary is judged by how much other people have commented on that commentary. So there, I had yesterday mentioned that Vartikar, called Sureshwanacharya, wrote another Vartik commentary on these commentaries, which is called Bradaranyak Vartikam. So that is called Vartik. This word you have to know. So the Vartik, the definition of Vartik, just for knowing sake, you should know that Uktam Anuktam Uktam Duruktam and Duruktanam Chinta Yatra Vartate Tam Grantham Vartikam Prahu. So what do you mean by said? Chinta, that means he is commenting on what is said on the main Upanishad. Anuktam means what is not said also. Third point, Duruktam, what could have been said in a better manner, that also he has to write in that. Very difficult. So Uktam, Anuktam, Duruktanam, Chinta, Yatra Vartate, Tam Vartikam Prahu. That is called the Vartik. So this is the importance of this. So Sureshwaracharya has written Vartik on Dakshinamurti Stotram, that is called Manusollas. And he has written a Vartik on Taittiriya Upanishad Bhashya also, and on this Bhashya also. So this is the general point about Brihadaranyak Upanishad. Now I will come to the mantra called Purnamada. All of you chant it every day. Let me see what is the meaning of Purnamada. This what is it called? Upanishad belongs to which Ved? Shukla Yajurveda. I told you there are two Upanishad from Shukla Yajurveda. Which one? Ishavas and Brihadaranyak. And Krishna Yajurveda, there were two Upanishads, Taittiriya Upanishad and Kathopanishad. Chandogya? No. Kathopanishad and Taittiriya Upanishad. Yesterday you heard that. Now each Ved has its own Shanti mantra. Each Ved has its own Shanti mantra, like Samved. Which is the Samved Upanishad? Chandogya and one more, Kenopanishad. And what is the Shanti mantra? Apyayantu mamangani. So this is the Shanti mantra of Chandogya Upanishad, of Samved. Mundak Upanishad, Mandukya and Prashna Upanishad are from which Ved? Atharva Ved. And what is the Shanti mantra? Bhadram Karnebhi, etc. So, Shanti mantra of Krishna Yajurveda is Om Sahana Bhavatu. And Shanti mantra of Shukla Yajurveda is Purnamada. Okay. Shanti mantra. Only why Shanti mantra is there? Shanti mantra is Vigna Nimittartham, to remove the obstacles. Because we have lot of obstacles in knowledge. So we have lot of dosh. We are born with many dosh. There is something called prarabdha dosh. Then sharir dosh. Then mana ashuddhata. Then bodhik sthulta. And samskar malinta. So we are born with many dosh. One is called prarabdha. Prarabdha dosh means situation is not for long days of study. situation does not allow, it will occupy the mind on other issues. That is called prarabdha dosh. Then sharirik dosh is there, body is not okay, body is painful, you can't sit for a long time. First problem in any sadhana is you have to learn to sit for a long time. You cannot do havan while moving. You can't do puja while moving. So first condition is you have to sit. And sitting, if knees pain is there, back pain is there, or headache is there, or any one problem is there, so your spiritual path will not be for a long time. So you will, somewhere it will draw your attention. So sharir rog is another dosh. Third dosh I say, that is called, what is the third dosh? Manas ashuddhatya is there. Mind has kam, krodh, ityadi. So even if we get many people go to the teacher, but it is difficult to concentrate for a long time because attachment is a dosh. We are not able to play a long innings. If you are not on the crease, you don't make run. So some people are not able to concentrate. Then Bauddhik Sthulta is there, you will see now. When the subject will start, the topic will become subtler. And because of the subtlety of the topic, we fail to grasp the meaning. Then Samskar Malinyam is there. There is a Malinta. Samskar is of something else. And last dosh, which I did not mention, was Shraddha Nyunta. Shraddha is Nyun, is not sufficient. So we are born with this 6 dosh. And because of that dosh, we are walking on the spiritual path with the stones tied on our back. Your shackles are there. Progress is very slow. And therefore we pray to the God to remove all these 6 dosh. Oh, very clever. Because God can do everything. And therefore I am approaching the God. Please note, prayer is not in that area where you can do something. You don't pray, may I eat food. You don't pray, may I take bath. What is very easy for you, there is no prayer required. Prayer is required in that area which is difficult, which you have tried to do and you could not do, and it is very important to get something. Prakarshena arthana iti prarthana. You want something bigger from the bigger, and you have tried a lot and you know you could not do it, then you resort to prarthana. Prarthana will never gain depth unless you have sufficiently tried and failed in getting certain thing. So you need to want certain thing and you have tried a lot and you could not get, then it is called prarthana. Got my point? So prayer is not for a small matter. So the prarthana word and the prayer word, both are different words. In Sanskrit, prarthana is for bigger things or from the biggest. Prayer can be anything. I pray to be fine. So the Shanti part, you will see 3 Shantis are there. So this is for removing of this big vigna is there. Vigna nivrityartham. Okay. So it is possible that we are caught up in some, either of the 6 matters can hamper our spirit. If somebody is not progressing and he wanted to progress, either of the 6 obstacles are there. If either or all also, it depends. So all the obstacles also may be in one life. So he will want, but his punya is less, and therefore there is very slow, screeching kind of progress is there. And therefore we do regular prarthana. Okay. So if prarthana is not there, so Prarthana means that which is in your mind you have to put into words to melt the heart of the Lord so that my desire becomes His desire. Melting of the heart is the lakshya of Prarthana. Because that God who can give sari to Draupadi and who can come to protect Gajendra, He can protect me also. What you want little only, He has in infinite measure. Okay. He can do anything. He can give you best of the situation. He can give you quiet mind. He can give you subtle intellect as He gave to Kalidas. He can change your samskar. He can give you shraddha. There is nothing which God cannot give me. And therefore, sometimes the people use the word even God can't help. This is all wrong. God can do any help. So, who can create the whole world? Why can't He create my sort out my simple problem? Who can destroy the whole world? Can't He destroy small problems of my life? And therefore, Prarthana is that. Now let me go ahead. Upanishad is very big, so I am cutting myself short. So there are three kinds of Prarthana. What are three? Shanti Path, you can say. One is called Vastu Nirdeshatmak Shanti Path. Other is called Namaskaratmak Shanti Path. And third is called Ashirvadatmak Shanti Path. Okay. Three I said. First was Vastu Nirdeshatmak, which is telling about the nature of the self straight away. Second was Namaskaratmak. Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami. So this is called Namaskaratmak. I am offering Namaskar. Namaskar means Name. Whatever is there is not mine and I am also yours. Any relation is sustained by Namaskar only. If any relation, I don't say that I am for you also, then that relation gets strained up. So Namaskar means I offer myself completely. I will bow down to you. O Lord, whenever there will be clash between my desire and your desire, I will withdraw my desire. I am always smaller than you. Anything you want to get, it is only by becoming humbler and smaller. Okay? Nobody can get. External thing Prarabdha can give you. Prarabdha can give you body, Prarabdha can give you money. But love, to get love, you need your Namaskar. That means the person from whom you want the love, in front of him, I should be at least becoming, say, smaller. Nobody can become bigger and he can get love. This is the law. So Namaskar is very important. Therefore in Rudram, Namakam is there. Many times Nama is come. So house is bound by Namaha. Organization is bound by Namaha. Relation between Ishwar and Jeev is bound by Namaha only. Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishweshwaraya. There also it is Namaha only. Nama means I am small. Nama means I have done lot of mistakes. Nama means please forgive me. Nama means I have no one else. Nama means please protect me. Nama means I admit my mistake. Nama means I will do anything. So this word Namaha is a very communicative mantra. Okay? And therefore, Namah is very important. So here it is called Namaskaratmak. Therefore, Vishnu Sasnam, Vishnasmai Namaha, Vishnave Namaha, only Namaha, Namaha, Namaha you say. Without Namaha, you cannot melt the heart of the Lord. And without melting the heart of the Lord, Lord will not be giving you what you need a lot. Ye dekho. People want love also and then have no Namaha. This is very bad. Why should you want anything which you don't deserve then? So second was Namaskaratmak. Third was Ashirvadatmak. Bhadram karne bhi shunayam devaha. O Devata, may I hear? So you are asking some Ashirvad from that. Bhadram pashyem akshibhriyajatraha. So this is called you are asking something. This is called Ashirvadatmak. Sthirai angaihi stushtuva gamsastanubhi. All are asking only. Swasti na indro vruddhashravaha. Vruddhashravaha. Swasti bhavat. On me he may be very pleased. Sahana bhavatu. May he protect. He is asking something. Please note, before asking 1 or 2 points, we have to melt his heart. We have to get his ears before asking. So this is called, which is stuti, which Shanti part? Ashirvadatmak Shanti part. Now Purnamada is a typical Shanti part. This is out of 3. It is neither Namaskaratmak, it is neither Ashirvadatmak, it is Vastu Nirdeshatmak Namaskar. I am not asking in this Purnamadaha, I am just telling the nature of the self. And therefore this is very starting mantra itself is a little, not that easy mantra. As easy to chant Purnamada. One boy was there, I asked him which mantra you like, he said Purnamada. I was very happy. I thought he is quite knowledgeable. So I said, Achha, why you like this? He said, because of this talk gets over. So, Purnamada. Ishavasya Upanishad. First mantra is this, and it is not that. Very simple. It is simple once you understand. So you are going to the end of the prarthana. Ultimate fruit of prarthana is no knowledge of the self. And what is that self? This is the prarthana laksh is mentioned in this Shanti part. Biggest Shanti will be, all obstacle will go away when I am not a part of the world. Knowing myself not a part of the world, that means I am out of worldly problem. I always say one thing, please don't solve problems of the world by being in the world. Solve the problem of the world either by God or by knowledge of the self. Worldly problem cannot be solved by being a part of the world. Don't become a part of the world and solve your mental problem. Mental problem cannot be solved by becoming a part of the world, by maintaining your mamta and ahamta. Mental problem can be solved only when we get out of the world. By adhering to God, either you can go to the knowledge of the self. There is no third way to solve the mental problem. World problem of shirt pant you can solve by the world. But the problem of the mind you cannot be solving. And therefore ultimate solution of everything is this knowledge of Purnamada.